Hits USA, a Super Radio Media Group channel. Listen now on the Super Radio app at iTunes, Google Play, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. Also online at Facebook.com/Total Hits USA and on our website at TotalHitsUSA.co.
Total music, total fun.
Oh, yeah.
Total Hits USA.
12 noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on the internet radio station that plays all the top hits from the 60s right up to today. Former Fleetwood Mac member Bob Welch doing the sentimental business.
You are here and warm, but I could look away and you'd be gone.
Total Hits USA. Got a call from Claudia down in Myrtle Beach. She's feeling a little sentimental and melancholy. I said, I got just a ticket for you there.
Total Hits USA.
Little B.J. Thomas.
It's lonely out tonight. While I miss my baby.
Total Hits USA. B.J. Thomas there. Another somebody done somebody wrong by making the song title a little longer, but still entertaining. 7 minutes past the hour with Dick Ervasti. We'll do the rundown and a check of the weather coming up.
Dick Ervasti. Total Hits USA.
As a property manager, you've got a million plates in the air. And nothing.
America and the Ad Council.
Total Hits reminds you, what if you could invest in the future of kids, like a stock? Well, that is entirely possible with the United Negro College Fund. You can invest in better futures.
Yeah, better invest in just a new thingy over your teeth.
Okay, Ike. Oh, that's where we're okay. Yes, indeed. It can help students go to college, make the future better for everyone. Visit uncf.org/invest. Coming up this hour, we got a cool Dumb and Dumber story. One of the props in the movie sold for big-time cash-a-rama. And we finally are getting real 5G, fifth generation that is, mobile service in selected cities. And we will identify those cities and talk about the goodness of 5G here coming up.
Total Hits USA.
Music this hour coming up from King Floyd, little groove me business. We'll also do Blue Magic Sideshow, Bobby Gentry, Jerry Reed, Barbra Streisand, and Michael Bolton.
You are far when I could have been your star. You have been kissing a fool.
Dick Ervasti.
The internet radio station that loves you to the moon and back. Thanks for listening.
Total Hits USA.
Oh, suki now, me baby, groove me baby. Oh, sock it to me, stock it to me, rock it to me. Come on, come on, come on.
All right, Total Hits USA. I don't know, is it possible to wear socks and make them fit in a groove on your ankle? These are important questions we're pondering here.
Total Hits USA.
And if it really becomes impossible to handle, well, then we'll just get out the tinkly-winkly percussion of the glockenspiel. That was what I was trying to think of. And we'll get all the trombones and the glockenspiel goodness. Let's just cozy on in here with Blue Magic.
Hurry, step right up. See the sun is showing town for all.
Can't afford to pass it by.
Total Hits. Total Hits USA.
Whoa, long time no see. Separately.
Let's take a look at the nation's radar picture here at 23 minutes past the hour. We have enormous, heavy, severe thunderstorm activity that is anchored in North Texas. And then if you draw a line from there all the way up to, well, really, it's the lower Michigan and even parts of Ohio. And goes all the way up into Canada. Varying degrees of size of this cell. The least part of this particular severe thunderstorm cell now is in Illiana, the border between Illinois and Indiana. But the rest of it has a width anywhere from over 150 miles to about 35 miles. It covers Oklahoma, southeastern half of Missouri, like I say, a little bit of Illinois, and then way up to the Great Lakes area east of lower Michigan, just north of Pennsylvania and Ohio. Looks like that would be Ontario, probably. Yeah. Okay. And then the rest of that swath, if you add another 150 to 200 miles in width, the light to moderate rainfall is extending from Texas again, South Texas, all the way up, and it passes through all of Arkansas, where there is heavy rainfall in central Arkansas, and then just light to moderate rainfall in the intersection of the states of Tennessee, Kentucky, Arkansas, southeastern Missouri there, down by New Madrid area, Cape Girardeau area. Most of Ohio and Pennsylvania are experiencing rainfall in varying degrees right now. A tiny bit in Connecticut and tiny bit in the panhandle, if you will, of upstate New York. And then the rest of the southeast has just kind of spotty precipitation, barely visible on the map. And that's look at what's going on here weather side.
Dick Ervasti. Total Hits USA.
Coming up, we still got a nice prop sales story about the movie Dumber and Dumber. One of the props for that thing went to one lucky guy. We're also going to talk about the 3 cities who are slated to get real 5-generation mobile service.
Little ditty about Jack and Diane.
Total Hits USA.
Oh, yeah, it's a station that works at work because we play a little something for everybody every hour. Here's Bobby Gentry's ode to Billy Joe.
Was it 3rd of June, another sleepy, dusty Delta day, and dropped them into the muddy water off the Tallahatchie Bridge.
Now the cascading violins, yes indeed, a little sad tune there from the eye makeup queen of the 60s. Bobby Gentry, looking good. Still looks good, matter of fact.
Well, now me and Homer Jones and Big John Pellet, and I try a little bit of your on the on. You understand that, you hillbilly?
I'll tell you what, old Judge, old buddy, old pal. A little hot under the collar there, Jerry, aren't you? Yeah, Total Hits USA, a little when you hot action. 35 past the hour on the Dick Ervasti Wednesday extravaganza, the Dumb and Dumber prop story coming up.
This is Captain Patrick Walt Friday, or stream it live or on demand.
TMZ reports an exclusive that the Dumb and Dumber mini bike has sold in auction for $50,000. The hog, it's definitely a converted hog, looks really more like a lawnmower engine with a really high-end battery on a frame. Yeah, it's definitely homemade. The first Dumb and Dumber movie was in 1994, and you may remember that Lloyd and Henry rode it to Aspen to meet Lauren Holly, the headlight lady. That was a funny movie. Anyway, it hauled in $50,000 for the Houston man who sold it on eBay to fortify his kids' college fund.
So Dumb, Dumber, and Graduate. Yeah, that works.
Of course it does. Now, considering that the opening bid was $8,500, that is awesome. So I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder if that guy's gonna throw in a Jim Carrey stupid bangs wig.
And don't forget the teeth, the tooth appliance to give him the spaced tooth look.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta have that. Well, anyway, the new owner is Todd Lyons from New York, who tells us, who tells the story that one of his friends explained to him that he needed to bid on this or he would not be his friend anymore. But his wife lowered the boom. Anyway, Todd had no one dissuading him, so he went for it. So yeah, three cheers for the. It's a question for Todd there. Question is, where would you put this? I mean, and do you want to put a Dumb and Dumber sign in the garage above that? I mean, people driving by, they're going to wonder which of the couple is dumb and which one is dumber. It's just not working for me. All right, back to the musical goodness. This is Barbra Streisand, 72. Well, the way to deal with a stony end is to just get out the jackhammer and bring it with you wherever you go so you can break up the rocks into nice little crumbles of sand.
Total Hits USA.
How can we be lovers if we can't be friends? See, it's kind of like a square and a rectangle. We have to figure out the geometrics of this romantic situation. Go ahead, Michael. Total Hits Music is art and poetry. One of the only songs in the entire 5,000 tune library that rhymes friends with amends. Very artistic. I feel like I should wear a hat. Very, very proper with my poetic hat on. Well, we want to do one Beatle this hour if we can get away with it. Look at this. We got a little Ringo Starr goodness. Oh, my, let's all be surprised and amazed.
Total Hits USA.
And coming up around the corner, we're going to take a look at the 3 cities that are going to be the first to get real mobile 5th-generation service.
Ervasti.
Reynolds Disposable Heat Meat Containers.
Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
51 minutes past the hour on the Dick Ervasti Wednesday extravaganza. They've been talking about this for several years. 5th-generation, high-speed, super cool mobile service. And the rumor was that it would happen in 2018. And guess what? It's actually going to happen.
Yay. Now I don't have to sit and stare at my phone wondering what's happened next.
Exactly, Ike. So the standards for 5G have been agreed by the telecoms industry. Chip manufacturers have announced when their modems will become available. That's for the towers and so forth. And the networks are bickering now about whose ad campaign is going to work the best. I guess they have roundtable discussions about all this. So in short, everything's going just as expected. AT&T is one of the ones pushing this thing as fast as possible because they are a little behind the 8 ball in competition with Verizon and so forth. So we'll keep an eye on this, and we will report as news breaks.
Total Hits USA, the one friend you can always count on.
Okay, whoever thought a big old bangy, drummy, reverby 80s song would have a Burt Bacharach song embedded in it, but here you go, Tainted Love.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got
Total Hits USA and on our website at TotalHitsUSA.co.
Total Hits. Total Hits USA.
All right, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, on the internet radio station playing all the top hits from the 60s to today. We start this hour with Hot Chocolate. Everyone's a winner. Chicka chicka boom, Total Hits USA, Hot Chocolate. Love this song. Well, if you don't want to break to a fantastic sweat on the dance floor, you can just kind of rock your big toe back and forth with Everyone's a Winner, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice.
Total Hits USA.
Look good on the dance floor regardless of the tempo of the tune. 1-800-592-3719. This is for Marcy in Florida.
How can I just let you walk away? Just let you leave without a trace. Take a look at me now.
Total Hits USA, take a look at me now. I'm talking to the mirror. Oh, and it's starting to crack. That's not a good sign. 10 minutes after the hour, and coming up, we've got a story about a very expensive clock that Jeff Bezos just bought.
Dick Ervasti.
The internet radio station with music and fun from the 60s to today.
Total Hits USA.
Time time for a
6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Coming up later on this hour, Ike has found a story about Apple and how it is continually reinventing itself and also drawing in some of its just-in-time production and delivery structure.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Well, we'll talk about it a little later. It's a Bloomberg article. Apple is in talks to buy components so they can make their own batteries.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty interesting. We'll also talk about Uber, and they have a new tier of service that could help you lose a little weight, maybe.
Well, we could all use that.
But right now, let's talk about Jeff Bezos and his $42 million 10,000-year clock. He took to Twitter yesterday to announce that construction of the 10,000-year clock has begun on his property down in Texas, with a view to encourage thinking about humanity in the long term. Conceived back in 1986 by American computer scientist Daniel Hills, the clock's mechanism is designed to advance far more slowly than your average timekeeping device. We're talking analog here, obviously. The clock ticks once a year.
Really? It's that slow?
So the tick evidently is just a symbolic tick because you wouldn't be able to measure time unless you had other moving parts.
Well, sure, of course.
Anyway, its century hand will move once every 100 years, and its cuckoo will emerge every millennium.
Well, I don't know about that, man. When we had a Y2K celebration, I saw hundreds of cuckoos all at once.
That's kind of clever, Ike. All right. So the project was fleshed out at the Long Now Foundation, which is a San Francisco-based nonprofit that aims to foster thinking in longer terms. More decades, centuries, instead of minutes, and, oh my God, we're all going to HE double toothpicks in a handbasket. There is no schedule for the completion of the project. It's more of an attitude than an event. But it's an interesting time for this project to break ground, given the rapid pace of advancements in various technologies and the global scaling of major companies and corporations in the past few years. Seems only natural that now we have kind of one anchor point, at any rate, to slow us down for just a moment and say, you know what, your super cool idea is probably going to be good for 22 minutes and 55 seconds.
Ervasti. Total Hits USA.
Nothing more mesmerizing than windshield wipers tapping out a tempo, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Rabbit.
Well, the midnight headlights find you on a rainy night, street grade up, yeah.
Total Hits USA.
Well, here's Paul Anka, says he doesn't like to sleep alone, and what he needs to do is have Total Hits USA at his side throughout the night, because we'll keep him company. We'll even guide him to the restroom if he needs it.
I don't like sleep alone. Do you?
Well, once again, it's all about leading someone to the bathroom properly.
Ervasti.
And Credence can help us with that, because they all know the bathroom's on the right.
I see the bad moon rising. There's a bad moon on the rise.
There always is, and if there isn't, then you just gotta hold it. All right, let's all together. There's a bathroom on the right. Total Hits USA, 24 past the hour, and the Dick Ervasti Wednesday extravaganza.
Total Hits USA.
Con Edison wants you to live in a world where everyone knows what to do.
Sorry, I'll call you back.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Total Hits reminds you that America is facing a real retirement savings crisis. Roughly 2 in 5 households headed by people aged 55 to 64 have zero retirement assets saved. That's a lot. It's almost half. People 50 and over are the fastest growing age segment. So do the math and you can see we might have a little bit of problems going down the road. So start saving now. To find out how to do this, you can go to the website aceyourretirement.org.
Hits USA.
I wonder when Donny Osmond was doing this, covering an old man Steve Lawrence type of song, if he did it with his tongue in his cheek. My guess is probably yes.
Go away, little girl. Please go away, little girl.
Well, don't go away, little girl, without making sure you order the new tier of service from Uber that saves you money, but you gotta walk to where you're going.
Ervasti. Total Hits USA.
We've got that story coming up around the corner for you here, 29 minutes after the hour. Here's Linda Ronstadt, Total Hits USA. Oh yeah, tell the story one more time.
It's so easy to fall in love.
Of course it is.
It's so easy to
Fall in love, yeah, but the question is, once you fall in love, how long can you go? Can you do this situation all night? Lionel Richie asks the important questions with jungle sound effects. Yeah, as you'll be doing a lot of that all night long. What are we going to talk about next there, sweetheart?
Well, my friends, the time has come.
You smile without showing your teeth.
Discounts not available in all states or situations.
We'd like to thank you for downloading the Super Radio USA app and giving all our stations a try, including this one, the Dick Ervasti Extravaganza on Total Hits USA. Brad Bush is going to join us at the top of the hour, 37 minutes after the hour right now. Uber wants you to jump in the pool. They have just discovered a new activity that they are going to integrate into their app. It's called walking.
Okay. Well, as long as I can say some do-re-mi, it might be a good deal, because, necessity is the mother of invention, right?
Mm-hmm. You got it, Ike. So using your feet is an essential component of the Uber Express Pool experience. It's a new option users can select. Users in selected cities will begin seeing in their Uber app. Now, similar to standard pool, Express Pool combines up to 3 individual rides into one. But instead of forcing the car to zigzag across blocks to make 3 separate pickups, the app asks riders to walk a couple of blocks so the car can stay on a central straight path. If this sounds kind of creepily like the bus, well, that's actually not far from the truth, right down to the cheaper fees. Uber says the rates for Express Pool will be up to 50% less than those for standard pool, 70% cheaper than its main service, UberX. So, for example, if an X ride costs $15, Pool will be about $9, and Express Pool could be $4.50. So anyway, that's something to think about, and who knows, maybe if you do the Express Pool thing for a couple, 3 months, they'll send you some socks to replace the ones that got worn out here.
Dick Ervasti.
All right, Sheena Easton, bringing out the lover, the radio lover inside of us.
Total Hits USA, playing everything from Lulu to Gaga.
Dick Ervasti.
Crystal Waters there, Total Hits USA, a little Metro-tastic goodness there with the Gypsy Woman. Always a plus when we get the Ham and B3 highlighted in a song here, ladies and gentlemen.
You know.
Yes, I do.
It's USA.
All right, got a call from Christine down in Kansas City, Mo. And she said, I haven't heard Casey and the Sunshine Band in a while. And I say, well, we can fix that for you, Christine. You promised to listen for at least 5 minutes. She said, yeah, that's the way I like it, baby.